Welcome to another video, ladies and gentlemen, and this video should be interesting to anybody that hears it. It has so many applications, so many ways that the information here can be applied onto so many different people, whether you're a teenager playing out in the streets, living a street life, for whatever reason. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? Whether you're one of the girlfriends affiliated with those teenage boys that play out in the streets, right? If you're a parent, right? Whatever association that you might have with this person, or let's say you don't have any, right? But you have, teens in your life. You're not sure what they're up to. Or even if you're just an adult, right? Maybe you don't have any teens in your life or your immediate family, right? But you may see some of them out there in the streets, right? Wondering kind of things going through their heads, right? Especially because the media will portray a lot of the negativity that they put out there. There are lessons to be learned, right, from everything that's out there. And I'm taking the time to make this video just to, have you apply some of these when you see and hear, different things out there in the mass media. One of the podcasts that I'm going to reference is the one up here, No Jumper, right? An interview with Lil Durk. I'll just play a little bit of it so I can get more into the subject. But we're going to touch on a couple different areas, and I think by the time I'm done, I'll see, it'll be clear to you, I should say, why I made it. Okay, so without further ado, let's hear what he's saying here, because I think it's very important, especially if you're a teenager and you're coming from the inner city. This is not even about rap or music necessarily, whatever the case is. Just being a teen in the inner cities of wherever, Chicago, New York, LA, whatever it is, whatever place you're coming from.
But the actuality is, at the end of the day, it's like, alright, cool. Now you gotta start getting on your shit if you want to be at the top.
So was it like motivation once you saw other people start blowing up and you realized, like, damn, I could take this shit a lot more serious too?
So back then or now?
Yeah, back then.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like, I used to pay attention to everything. Like, I used to sit at TV and watch TV and be like, damn, I ain't gonna never be like this. Like, I was like, I ain't gonna never be rich like this, and had a lot of doubt. How I was coming up. How I was raised. And my mama ain't do no bad job. It's just the environment we was in.
Right.
Just had it. Like, I'm like, we ain't gonna never be nothing. Like,
right.
That's the mindset I had.
So when did you feel like you really started to get that motivation? Like, what was it that and what did it feel like at that time?
When I had my first son.
Okay.
Yeah, Angelo. I had my first son. When I was in jail, he was born.
Oh, okay. So what were you locked up for that time?
I had a gun case.
Okay. So you had like 100 gun cases, right?
Nah.
Now you notice how the conversation just switched gears drastically. Right, talking about motivation and inspiration to be better as an artist, to him mentioning something, and that just opened a door for Adam to basically take advantage of. But here's the important part, is how he answers and moves on. This is what's really important.
Not 100, but like a few.
Innocent until you proven guilty.
Right.
So it don't matter. No, but it was so crazy because he was born while I was locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I hope y'all noticed that. Well, not like 100, but like a lot. He's like innocent until proven guilty. Right? Innocent until basically no comment. And that's a lesson that applies to you. Whoever it is that's listening, that's a lesson that applies to you. I think sometimes, you get into a situation and without even realizing it, you've given up too much information. Right? This interview, mind you, is 6 years old. Right? Dirk is what, early 30s right now. So let's say he was mid going on to like late 20s, maybe like 26. He has enough wherewithal at that point, if he is or was dealing with something, that's not what he came there for. And this is one of the problems that you see, I have when people say that they're culture vultures and all this other stuff. My point is, if you're going up there in your capacity as an artist, any other question that deals with any level of street involvement on the dark side, no comment. That's your answer. No comment. If you have money for an attorney, right? If you're not going to depend on the system with a public defender, that's the first thing they'll tell you to say. Matter of fact, they'll tell you to say nothing at all. That's what it. Don't say a word. Ask for. Just tell them you need to speak with your attorney before you answer any questions. That's it. Now, obviously, if you have any level of intelligence, you have not actively, done something that's going to put you in jeopardy, right, or risk of prison. But let's say you have. Don't just, start running off at the mouth with like diarrhea of the mouth. Nah, don't do that at all. You just all you'll be doing is digging your own grave. All right. So first thing, no comment. Let's continue. Now, this part of the interview, I think it is also interesting if you think about where Lil Durk is right now in terms of the things that has happened with his arrest and all the allegations being thrown at him online and all this other stuff, which nobody knows if any of it is 100% accurate or what percentage of it is accurate, right? Because like he said, you're innocent until proven guilty. That was the last clip. But I just want to take a while to look at this one. It's kind of short. I believe it's just over a minute. But I need you again to pay attention to what is being spoken of and the direction it goes in, and Dirk's response to Adam, right, about what he's talking about. Just take a listen. It's very important.
You can move in a good part of Chicago and stay out the White House shit.
Yeah, true.
You can never compare like cities. That's one thing I hate when I used to see people bump into people. They'd be like, my city do this. I don't give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? All I know is you could die anywhere. It's shooting anywhere, stabbing anywhere. It's the same shit.
For sure. That's weird when people say that, just because it's like you're trying to take credit for what everyone in your entire city has done.
You ain't did a fucking crime.
Yeah, a lot.
You
of
in the fucking house. Sometimes your city do this.
If you had actually shot some people, you probably wouldn't be like bragging about the overall Chicago murder rate when you're trying to make your case.
Man, if you really shot somebody, killed somebody, you ain't finna be talking about this shit in interviews and
yeah.
The fuck.
Right.
You heard that? So for any interview, right? I don't care if Adam did it, if Vlad did it, who else? Power 105, whoever out there that has a large media following, right? But they're not mass media. They're like, to a certain extent, independent, such as No Jumper and DJ Vlad. Even if they have a big following and you go on there to promote your album or whatever it is that you're going to do, right? Because supposedly it should be music. I don't know if you want to be going on there talking about your activities in the streets, right? You just heard what he said. So anything apart from you going up there to talk about whatever it is that you do, let's say you're let's say you play ball, right? Let's say you play ball. They have a discussion. They want to do an interview with you. You just I don't know. You won. I don't know, a championship. Let's say you won a championship, right? But for college or whatever, or high school, and you go up there. But you know other things about the neighborhood that you come from. Maybe you have some sort of affiliation, some sort of association. They ask you about that shit. The answer is no comment. Don't lie and say you don't have any, especially if you do, because then some picture or something will surface. Some goofy might end up posting it, right? But people know you. But here you are next to, I don't know, this dude that has on a blue bandana, right? And it seems like the two of y'all is tight, right? From the picture, it looked like the two of y'all is tight. Come to find out, the dude in the blue bandana, known gang member. Right away, that's an affiliation, right? Now, you might know this person through somebody else and y'all just became cool, or this might be somebody that you came up with. This, they're in the life, but you know them, whatever the case is. They ask you about anybody doing anything, that would pick up the ears of any PD, any 3-letter agency. No comment. I don't know anything. That's your answer. And if they even try to pull up a social media post or something else, be like, nah, man, I already said I'm not speaking on that. Like, what are we doing right now? Just take it back to whatever the reason was that you already came up there for. Be like, nah, I ain't come up here to talk about, this. What you trying to do? I came up here to talk about this. Basketball, music, whatever it is. And it's not that I have anything against, people asking these questions, but as an individual, you have a right to say, no, I'm not answering that. Especially if you talked about it before. Straight out of the gate, you should tell them you're not talking about it. If they don't want to have you there, then that's fine. I looked at the interview that Dirk did on Power 105. It has 4 times the views that No Jumper has. 4 times. So I think the views on No Jumper is like 1.5 million. I think the ones on Power 105 is like 6.5. Yeah. So, it got a decent amount of views, but he went somewhere else and got way more views. 4 times that's not a little bit. That's a lot. That's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, he wants to go out there, he wants to speak to different people as much as possible, get, himself promoted to get the album. Yeah, so you go get the word out. Or, like I said, whatever it is that you're doing. Right? If you have to catch the eye of people like that and go on their platform, you just remember, keep it about what it's supposed to be about. Don't go up there and get yourself caught. And mind you, Dirk is not even the only one. I have way before him. Let me see if I can pull it up. If I can find it, I will show it to you right now. I have a clip of Chief Keef way back when, being asked the question. Let me see if I can get it. Now, this is the clip that I was talking about. This is Power 105.1, right? And of course, I don't mean any sort of infringement or anything like that for them and No Jumper. This is basically for educational purposes. But you will see how the interview starts. Off the rip, right? From the first intro, and then you'll see exactly what I'm saying. When you go up there, you have to know what is on the table that you're willing to discuss and what's off the table. Right? And if you don't have any legal issues or anything like that, that's fine. But even so, if they try to ask you about any affiliations or anything like that, listen, man, I don't know what you're talking about. That's it.
A special guest in the building from the Chi-Town.
And he smelled like the finest of Kush right now, baby.
Mr. Chief Keef.
Absolutely. New York, what up?
First of all, let's be clear. Chief Keef is only 16, so don't be in. Oh, you're not? Why does everybody say you're only 16 years old?
They say what they want to say.
How old
So
are you?
how old are you?
300. Listen, I heard about Chief.
I know he did say 300. Not his age, obviously. Talking about affiliation, but don't forget, this is Chief Keef a long time ago, right? I think Sosa's like 30 something now, or at least 30. All right, back then he might have been like 17, 18, the most.
Chief Keef.
He's a vampire.
Maybe last year, my peoples put me on to Chief Keef. Is it true that you shot all your original videos from your house because you was on house arrest because you had a shootout with the police?
What? Is it true you had a shootout with the police? Sir, excuse me. I'm here to talk about music. This is, 37 seconds in. Right? Now, I know people call Vlad and the other one, what's his name? Adam 22 culture vultures, but this right here, this is Charlemagne the God. Like, how you gonna ask that kind of question, bro, off the rip? But listen to what Sosa tells him.
My lawyer said don't talk about that.
That means that's true.
Boom. My lawyer said, don't talk about that. If you have a lawyer worth anything, and I'm seriously worth one of the first things that they always tell you don't talk about your case. And in certain situations where it's really serious, they tell you don't talk about it with anybody unless you're married. Then the only person you can talk about it with is your wife. If you are married. If you're not, they tell you don't talk to anybody. And like I said, it depends on what the case is. So anybody out there, you've had trouble with the law, currently in trouble with the law, you don't go out there and talk about anything regarding it. Nothing. Off the rip. I don't care if it's the first 10 questions they ask you, your answer is going to be no comment. That's it. And look at him. This dude barely has a little peach fuzz above his upper lip. You know what it's supposed to look like. He got a full beard. Right? So as young as he is, he already knows. And Adam just did an interview, I think, with two kids from Philly. Right? Related to that Joker OTV situation. I don't know if he knew those kids' ages, although he should have. You can't be running something that important that's obviously generating, I'm pretty sure a good amount of revenue, and not checking up on stuff like that yourself. I guess he has people to do it, but as a top guy, when the shit hits the fan, everybody's going to be looking at you. But they went up there, some couple teenagers from Philly, and they was not having any of that line of questioning. It's just like, yo, like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. Like that. Mind you, I don't think they have no lawyer, no nothing like that, because they're not involved in directly in, the things that Adam was talking about. He was talking about one person in particular that they were seen with. However, this person that's being pictured, Joko TV, has a mask on. Kid says, nah, I don't know who was under that mask. Like, yo, what are we talking about, bro? He has a mask on. You trying to tell me, you want me to tell you who's under the mask because I was there? Nah, I'm not doing that. Now, if this is your man, y'all made this video together, you in it for a reason, right? Either y'all friends or y'all friends of friends, but close enough associates that if one of the friends says, yo, I want my man so and so, be like, oh, so and so, all right, bet, let him go. It's just like watching a movie on television. When they put out a video production of a song, the people that are in there, they're supposed to be in there, all of them, whoever's in it. It's not an accident. So yeah, obviously, yeah, he's supposed to be there, but again, who's to say he directly knows who's under the mask? That person could have pulled up like that and they just told him, listen, this is a person that's going to be rapping, we just wanted you in the video and shit. Yeah, he could be curious and ask, but again, 16 years old. You're going to be in a rap video that's going to rack up probably millions of views. You don't care about that shit. Yeah, his face going to be out there. Anyways, I hope the lesson being learned here is not missed on whoever sees this video, man. It's really important, right? And it's not just because these guys, both, Sosa and Dirk, have become, wildly popular ever since those interviews. It's just that even back then they knew that you had to, mitigate what it is that you can or can't say. You have to do it yourself. You can't let the person interview and you take you down whatever road they want to. Because then if you incriminate yourself in anything, the cops get a hold of it, they can use it against you. You're cooked. Alright? So, yeah. I think that's all for now. I just wanted to make this video. Like I said, for the teens out there, kids, whether you're on the streets, whatever it is that you're doing, man, if you have a talent that you get recognized for, you make it somewhere, to a big podcast or whatever the case is, you go in there to talk about what you want to talk about that you've been doing. If they want to ask you questions about that, it's all good. If they don't, listen, man, you're going to shine in whatever it is that you're doing regardless. Remember that. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.